speaking of disrespect to fans, right? The baby recently got in trouble for some remarks that he made. And when you listen to the remarks, I don't want to make it seem like, I have nothing against anybody in the lifestyle that they choose to live. There seemed to be some sort of frustration with him and being allowed to say certain things. Do you feel like hip hop is being kind of censored?
Sensitive, you say?
Censored.
Censored?
By the LGBTQ plus community.
Oh, not at all. I don't feel like
Congress couldn't censor us, man.
I don't feel like that at all.
Right.
I mean, look, I'm a straight person, and as a member of the straight community,
Right.
we are overrepresented. In everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've had it good, y'all.
We outside.
We've had it good. We had a good run. You know what I'm saying?
We talked. He snuck this back in. The last time I was here, he said, "Yo, but where's the straight day parade?" I said, "Yeah, that's every other parade."
Every fucking
I just said the Puerto Rican Day parade.
Every parade that's not the gay
I mean, you know,
I get it.
and if you go to the straight parade, trust me, it's Nazis there.
If you go to the straight parade,
I mean,
you gay.
Wait, what?
What does that mean?
Trust me, this.
Now, listen,
what does that mean?
People in the closet and shit.
People think that gay mean like homosexual. If you go to the straight parade, you gay.
That's stupid.
You's a bitch.
I got
No, this conversation
this one
got very
goes-
toxic.
This is what I'm saying. I don't mean it toxic.
This is
like
real
I
life.
said.
Yeah.
It's what was the joke that my man said? He's like, yeah, when I say gay, gay is gay. Like if I call you a then it's a problem.
See, now I feel like I'm in chasing.
We're gonna blur that word.
No, you can blur the word out.
Because
But
it's heavy now.
who said that?
It's the heavy
What was that joke? I gotta remember this joke. The verbatim. He was like, I say gay all the
Oh,
time.
you talking about Chris Rock stand up?
What he said? What
That
he
was
said?
Chris. I'm not repeating that shit.
Now we can't say it.
No, I'm
But
bugging.
he was saying that it's not. The context of the word.
Because he was talking about when Isaiah Washington got fired off of Grey's Anatomy
Yeah,
because he dropped
Right.
dropped the F-bomb.
Right.
And he said there's a difference between being gay and being. He was like
Right.
anybody can be.
Yeah. I mean,
Sensitivity to words.
I'm not sensitive to words. I'm from the
You're
late
not.
1900s.
Woo! I've been waiting. Thank you for saying that.
I'm sorry.
Because we had a discussion the other night about black people fighting for the ownership
of the word
nigga.
South.
And in my, in my weird mind,
that even
I
a
look
fight?
at it logically and I say, I understand. However, wouldn't this be the motivation of the people who use nigga in a derogatory fashion for us to keep it to ourselves?
Wait, one more time. Run that back.
All right. White boy says nigga in your presence. You check him. You can't use that word. But he's not using the word in a derogatory fashion. He might be talking to his boy.
I'm not trying to, but he
And he's saying, yo, my nigga.
because he heard it from pop culture.
He loves the culture so much that now verbally he's
So I wrote-
identifying.
I wrote it-
Hold on. He's identifying, right? You know who else would be mad at that white kid saying that? The Ku Klux Klan. You're not a nigga.
Well, I wrote an
They
essay.
are niggas.
I wrote an essay.
Don't
about
ever
this.
say that.
I wrote an essay called Pierce Morgan
Right.
was back in the days,
Right.
a few years ago. He was making public statements about why do black people say nigga all the time. I just don't understand it. And I wrote an essay called "Nigga Please" on Medium, and it's essentially, my mother don't like that I say this word and that I use it in my music.
Right.
But it's essentially me explaining to Pierce Morgan why his opinion on it has
Is
no
irrelevant.
value
Right.
to us.
Right.
And I broke that. I studied the history of it, and but I'm not. Again, like the long and short of it for me is, that's not I understand intellectually why that would rub people the wrong way and why there's members of our community who say you shouldn't say it.
Right.
I applaud black people who stop saying it. I'm looking forward to where I'm not at this point, and this is where I'm not. I still say
He's
it.
like, I'm not at
But
the
I'm
point
working
yet, but I'm
towards
getting
it.
there.
I mean,
Yeah.
I saw Joe Button on your show say he don't say it. I saw, Nori.
I think he
Nori say
does.
it. Nori
think
say
he
he don't.
still does.
I think he still
I'm
says
pretty sure they both do. I'm pretty sure.
Joe Budden, he said it on your show. He said, "I'm trying not to say that no more."
Oh, he's trying. He's working.
That's what
on
he
it.
said.
He's working
Yeah,
on it.
but he said that with his legs crossed and some Gucci loafers on. Like it was Joe Budden's thing. You know what I mean? Like
That's true.
It was just
But
a Joe moment.
I applaud growth even for Joe. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Right. Shout out to Joe.
So I get why people want to move away from it, but my whole thing is in terms of the fights that I prioritize. One, white people, you should have no opinion on it at all. Don't say it. Don't ask me why. Don't worry about it.
Why?
Just don't say. And why? And this is what I ended the essay with. Why you want to say it so bad anyway? That's the last line of that.
That's my favorite.
Because-
That's my favorite point.
Yeah.
And why you want to say it so bad? Now think about it. Think about
I'm
it.
sitting here thinking
But
about
I just want to say. Just to finish
This
my
word
point.
is embedded in their
But
childhood.
to finish my point.
Right.
Finish my point. Again, like that's not my fight. Black people, young black people will stop calling each other niggas when they stop treating us like niggas. And
Bong.
we have taken the word and we have co-opted it. And the best way I would explain is that what the nigger hard R is the white man put all his fears about black people into this word, into this image.
Right.
You know, and they try to say the nigga's lazy. They try to say all this, but all it is it's the nigger for the white supremacist mind state is the black person you don't want to meet. It's the black person you don't want to come. You don't want to have anything to do with these niggas because they scare you. It's not from a place of dominance. They're not a dominant people. It's from a place of fear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They are scared. They're so scared that they're like they don't want to have a fair fight. They want to colonize. They want to have the guns and the ships and the warheads. Their technology, our technology is spiritual. Their technology is how can we kill each other better? And I'm not talking about white men. I'm talking about that devilish mind state that don't even have a color.
Right.
White people are overrepresented in that category, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? That's not no white
Right.
shit. That's just how the
championship
world.
belts,
Right.
rings.
Yeah.
Just like Italians are overrepresented in the mobs, it's not because Italians are more violent. That's just how the society, played out.
All right.
Us wanting to be niggas is us wanting to be the scariest possible thing to the white man. Oh, you don't like niggas? Niggas is what you don't want
I'm a
to
nigga.
be around? Then guess what the fuck I am?
I'ma be a nigga
I'm
for
the
life.
I'm the worst nigga you ever seen. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we. It
But where
sounds.
does
But
the
doesn't
word
that
come
perpetuate?
from?
That was I told them
You talking about
yesterday.
whether it's whether
Where
Well,
does-
that-
where
There's Negus,
does
there's
the
No,
Niger.
no.
There's-
come
We
from?
had this conversation
Yeah.
yesterday, and nobody knows the origin of the word.
That's not true.
And a
That's not true.
scholar-
That's not true.
No, they said it's niggas, but then yesterday I spoke to a good
It's
friend of
Niger.
mine.
That's not true.
It's Niger, right?
Right.
It's not. It's for the Niger River and all those kind of things.
Right.
It's not niggas meaning king.
right,
Or
Nigeria
Nigeria,
was
Nigeria.
nigger
Right.
area.
Right.
They said if you ever want to solve the riddle of racism, you would have to find the first person who used the word and ask them why. And since that's impossible,
I believe that there is some truth to black people being identified as niggas, and there is some truth to
The
Niger.
Niger.
Right, and also in the Americas where racism was invented, as far as skin color based racism was invented.
Where does the word Negro come from?
Well, that's what I was about to say. The Spanish talk about the Spanish talk about
Negro.
Negro. Now they mispronounced it in the South.
Right.
That's
Right.
also that too.
that's also
Right.
It was
All
like
right.
it was
That's
they say
true.
Negro.
So
That's
you would
correct.
have
Yeah,
to
they say
find a
nigger.
person
But this
who
is
invented
deep
the
tip.
Southern accent.
This
Well,
is
you
something-
gotta remember that
This is
slavery.
something I might want to hear. All right. You have to go back and you just hit on the thing.
Jonathan
it
Bigger, he
comes
says
from
10 words.
Negro. You have to see where did they get that from? And no one gives us that answer. Why do they call us Negroes?
Definition of
So
black
you
and
have
Spanish?
to go back.
Yeah.
No, it goes beyond that, brother. You have to go back to Yaya Negro, and you have to see who was Yaya Negro. That was actually a person. It was a black man. It was a warrior that was like King David's great-great-grandson. Yaya Negro fought for Spain, and he defeated the Moors. And they gave him land in Spain, which is called the land of the Negroes. That's us. In Africa, you already had the land of the Negroes in Africa.
Right.
So now they remade it in Spain. So now we were identified as, all Yaya people got identified as the Negroes. This is where the word...
Negros. Negras.
This is where the word
Negras.
comes from.
Right.
What's even more powerful about
Down,
What you say?
down
Negras.
south tongue.
What's even more
Yeah.
powerful about it is that it directly links you back to King David.
Right.
The Negroes have a direct description. They're dark-skinned people with woolly, nappy hair.
Right.
So if it connects you all the way back to King David, who does it really connect you to?
Jesus.
Thank you.
All right.
Yo,
First of all,
shout out to Bigger for
shout out
saying
to Bigger. Let's
every
get that
episode, he has
So to answer Matt's question
a
that
nice
he asked me
little
last
segment.
night, yes,
Right.
niggas definitely ours. We keeping that. That's us.
No, okay, no, hold on.
We're not playing no game.
But again, I have to ask, what happens? Should we say, you know what? This word is now free to everyone.
You know what's crazy? I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. That we
What-
sit in here with impunity and say nigga 100 times, right?
Right.
I said the word 5 minutes ago, and y'all niggas talking about we gonna blurb all that out.
You want to know why, right? You know,
Because the gay, I'm gonna tell you why. The gay community has white people in it.
You know what? As far as the conversation we having right now, the nigga community got some white people in it as well.
that is a fact.
you
That is a
niggas-
fact.
No,
listen,
it does not. No,
Is
it
it?
does not. No, it does not.
Hey,
It most
if you really
certainly
want to
does
go down
not.
that road,
I'm
yes.
just saying.
But I asked, what happens if we're looking to abolish racism?
Never. But go ahead.
I don't know if you're familiar with The Incredibles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that show.
The villain of The Incredibles, his mission was to make
everybody
everyone
super.
and when everybody's super,
Nobody will.
Nobody's super. Right. I
So
told you,
why do we fight for this word?
because ain't no aliens yet. You know the rule. They said it already. They said it 100 times
You
over.
said, why do we fight for the
why do we fight for ownership of the word?
Because
Dave
Dave
hit on it on the Midnight Miracle podcast.
Right.
He said because when you see it's the African Americans that have said nigga and we use it as a term of endearment. So it's a very African American thing, and other people in the world use it trying to copy African American culture
As a term of endearment.
as a term of endearment.
Right.
Right. He said that when you say that word to a fellow African American, that you can only say it to that type of person. You know that they had the same experience and perspective as you, and it's a way of saying, "Me too, nigga. Me too.
I see you.
I see you. I. It's a way to say I relate to you. I understand what you say. We speak the same language without actually saying that. Like you, my nigga.
Right.
Like they can't say it because they don't have our
experience here.
experiences. But it's a way to be like he said. It's our me too.
My favorite
So
question.
so can Arabs say it?
It depends on their experience. There are Arabs who are black who identify.
If they put sand in front of it, true.
Just shut up.
Jesus Christ.
There are Arab people
Yo,
who
Steph,
are,
what you trying to do, man?
It's
You
hilarious,
trying to
man.
get me demonetized
No,
down
it's
here.
not
Yeah.
demonetized. What it is that
who identify as members of the black community.
They do.
And could trace their lineage to be like we are black and who were raised and had an African American experience based on where they were raised at. Same thing with the Latinos in the West Coast versus Latinos here.
Right.
You know, whereas like you have Latinos in New York. We right down the street from Spanish Harlem. We have Latinos from New York who say nigga all the time because their experiences they are packed in communities with African Americans. They have this uniquely Latino African American experience, whereas you have Mexicans and people in LA who don't have that, and be like, nah, like you can't say nigga, like a Puerto Rican nigga could say nigga. You know what I'm
because
saying?
the Puerto Rican niggas is niggas. That's what I'm trying to say to y'all.
my only question
The
is
Mexican nigga is a nigga too.
I ask the same question every time. Why is this the word that you're fighting for the right to say? Whenever I
And
come
this is what
across
I'm asking.
Caucasian people and they start getting
That's the right
How
question.
come,
And
how come
the
y'all can
answer's
say
very
it? No,
easy.
they always get at me the same. How come y'all can say it but we can't?
Because
I'm
y'all,
confident.
hold on,
It is
no,
actually
it's covered.
confident.
I don't
Imagine,
answer.
It is
Hold on,
actually
hold on.
coveted.
Imagine
I don't
any
even
species
answer the
on
question.
Earth
I
that
don't
takes
even answer
everything.
the question. I don't even answer the question. I fire right back. Why is this the one you're fighting for the right to say? Out of all the derogatory, fucked up
And
terms
I'm
there
gonna
are for
tell you
other
why.
races,
I'm
you
gonna-
don't fight. I don't see Jewish people fight.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Why is that the one you
I'm gonna tell you
want?
why. Not only do they love the music, but they don't have a term of endearment at all.
They don't, and this is
They
how
don't.
you get them. This is how you get
They
them. Because
want one.
No,
Stick
tell
the
you-
one
share.
listen.
Stick the
They
pound.
wanna
Listen,
share.
Stick the pound.
And
know,
Hey,
I'm
Al,
mad.
what's going on,
Listen,
buddy?
I'm mad at
Hey,
you.
guys.
Listen,
For asking them any questions
Listen,
y'all don't.
these white boys get so mad at me when I call them a white boy.
White boy.
Online. And they'll be like, that is a racial slur.
Yup.
I'm like, a racial slur? Because nigger is a racial slur.
slur.
So if you're a white boy and you get mad at me saying white boy, well, you telling on yourself. Because what you're telling me is that you ain't got no black friends. Because if you had black friends, then you know that
They
white
call you
boy
a white
is
boy.
a term of endearment
Right.
in our community. We don't call you white boy unless you've been around some black people.
If you call me black boys,
That's different.
That's a whole different fight.
depends on how
White
it
boy
comes
Rick.
out. Otherwise, it's really just a description.
If you ever call me boy,
I'm a black man.
Shout out to Eminem. He's about to play White Boy Rick in the BMF series.
In the civil
Right.
rights
Yeah.
movement, black men wore signs that said, I am a man, because they was calling us boys.
Boys,
Right,
right,
I'm nobody's
There's a
boy.
history to that.
Right.
There is no history of
True
white boy.
facts. True facts.
Nobody's boy.
True shit.
Get that shit straight.
My whole thing is
So again, I'm going to pose this question because I'm not getting an answer for it.
I gave you the answer for it. It's
You said, why do we fight for it?
No. Why, if we were to allow this word to be freely used amongst other races, does this have an effect on the nigger that we're trying to get off of us?
No. What it does is it makes us much more.
When nobody's super, when everybody's super,
Yeah,
nobody's
nah.
super.
You
Because
does
as
that
a-
happen?
as-
Does it happen?
As black people, one, we skeptical on anybody that's not black people. Technically, we skeptical on black people too.
Right.
If a white dude here that I know really well, and we allow him to say nigga, he from the hood, and he bring his man around, his man say nigga, do I know that they're using it in the same context? So no, they don't. Even one of them really get to use it like that at all. 'Cause
But
I can't
you
show-
don't know that now.
What I gotta,
But
it's like
let's-
the police.
but let's say
with the
this
police,
word was
right?
set free.
If you, as a black man,
Right.
I call the police. Are you worried about them coming to get you, or are you worried about making
No, I
it
think
out
I
of
think
here?
I think the
It's the same
problem
thing
is
to me
that
with
to be able to
Know
do
what y'all
that,
gonna
we
do.
have to ignore the social construct of what race is and the effects it has on us. We'd have to just ignore it.
Oh.
And I don't think we can do that at this
Like
stage.
I said, the
But
Marshals.
when you say
need
we
Marshals.
have to ignore it,
We'd have to pretend that word doesn't have the history it has.
Right. Right.
We'd have to just
pretend.
but
Right.
but that is what so many other people want to do when they want to use it.
Yeah, no.
But who are these
9/11's never forget. Slavery is
They
get over
want
it.
to let it go.
Don't let it go.
They
hold
wanna
on.
let it go
What's
because-
what's that phrase we used at the last show? What was the African proverb? The axe forgets, the tree remembers.
The tree remembers. Correct. That's real.
Of course, you want to let it go. It benefits you to do that.
benefits
Right.
Right.
The benefit. Right.
Benefit.
Nah.
You get to release yourself of all the responsibility, all of everything that comes with what you've gained from those sources.
That word is
But in
reminder.
a way, we benefit from it also.
No,
Because it's no longer a trigger for black men to
But
get
I
in
don't
trouble.
even think that's.
Black
I don't
men
think-
would
I don't
never
think- I don't think that's our-
triggered by
I don't even think that's our
Yes,
fight.
we are.
No, we weren't.
Yes, we are.
No, we weren't.
Yes,
I don't
we
think.
are.
I don't think that's our.
Black
Yes, we
men.
are.
No. Black people
I
aren't
don't think
triggered
it's.
by
I
it.
don't think it's our. I don't think it's our fight. I really. I don't think this is a priority fight for me personally. I think that gay people should be allowed to call each other as much as they want to call each other,
And they do.
and I think women should be allowed to call each other bitches and
And
hoes
they-
as much as they want to, even though
and
those
they
terms
do.
are gendered. And I don't want to be in the fight. I think black people. If you're the type of black person that likes to say nigga, if you that type of person, fine. I understand where that comes from. I'm not gonna get mad at you. I'm not gonna say that because you say that. That's a reason another white person could say it. But I think to your point, that's why I'm saying I don't think that's a real fight. To me, it's like I'll check a white person on saying it, but I'm not gonna have no rallies about the shit. Like I'm not gonna I'm not trying to stop
No
people
petition?
at concerts. Like, hey, stop saying it. Like I'm not.
Hove.
Right.
Hove at his concert. I went to the
Hove-
right. Hove said,
I'm gonna
I'm
give
giving
y'all
you niggas permission. And
for
then he
the night.
said,
I gotta.
nigga what? Nigga who? White people all around me. Nigga what? Nigga who?
Yeah.
Right? Do I get mad? No.
Do
know
you get
what?
mad at that?
I let him sing.
Because I was at a concert and you did that.
Right,
What do you get mad at?
I'm not. Listen, it's that man's show. It's that man's song. Where he chooses to have a bunch of people shout out at his show is his business. Me personally,
Is it his business?
Let me finish. Me personally, your relationship with that song and that artist is between you and him, and he's giving you He's giving you the out to
Yeah,
go
I'm
ahead
cool
and
with
rock.
it.
And if you sitting next to
I'm coming. A white person rolls up. And he's talking with his black friend, and they going back and forth, and nigga together, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's your relationship with that black man has chose to open up the door and let you do that with him. That's very personal. I call my girlfriend baby. Somebody else walk up and call her baby.
That's right.
We outside of the relationship now. This is me and her thing.
Right.
You can't say what I can say to her.
That's right.
I have sisters. Me and my sister start beefing.
I
call
like
my
that.
sister. I call my sister a bitch when we having a fight. I've never done it, but I call my sister a bitch when I'm having a fight. And we inside the house, and I call her a bitch, and I say it loud enough that people outside
Somebody
the
else
house
out-
hear what happened.
right.
We come outside. Somebody call my sister a bitch.
You
I'm
punching him
gonna
out.
Punching him
knock
out.
his complete fucking face off.
Right.
You know why? Because some things amongst family are cool. It ain't cool outside
And to
of
bring
family.
it back to the hip hop discussion, Hove has a different type of audience than I have, and I'm fine with that. My audience don't say it.
At all.
There
The
it is.
white people go to my shows, they not saying it. They gonna drop that word out when it's time to say it.
And
Yeah.
it don't stop them
What-
from
what if
enjoying
you
the
gave
song.
him
Now
permission?
when that
any
shit
less.
is a hook.
What if you gave him permission?
They not gonna say it.
And now you gotta give them
I
If
listen
it's
to
not
white
the
people
hook,
when I perform
it's
it.
not the
Right,
hook.
because I'm
They
gonna
don't say
Just to
it.
get
right.
by,
You
nigga.
said all of those things, right?
It's not
But I'm gonna
that.
tell you how I was at the whole concert. Stand up 1 second.
Nah, I'm not standing.
No,
up.
no, no,
Nigga
no.
right here like this. Nigga, what? Nigga, who?
Right.
He leaning on me.
Right. It is what it is.
Right,
All right.
you're right. I want to
Nah,
see.
like no,
All right, look,
me and him gonna make eye contact. I'm
just
not
food for
comfortable.
thought.
Gonna make eye
I'm not comfortable at all.
Listen,
Yo, my
listen.
man, you alright?
You right.
Food for thought.
Fuck is
Just
your problem?
Drop a comment on how you feel about this situation, because I'm
Fuck
very
with
interested
you.
in that.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.